Doorman, handle my bags, please, and be careful. They're worth more than your month's salary.
Of course, ma'am. I'm only here to assist.
I expect them in my room immediately. Any scratches, I'll see to it that you're reprimanded.
Your luggage will be well taken care of, ma'am. Please, enjoy your stay.
I'll enjoy it as long as the staff here meets my standards. You're already on thin ice.
I'll just take these bags right up to your room for you, ma'am.
Good. I was wondering what you were still doing here. Hi, I need to speak to someone in charge. The staff you hire here, it's simply not up to standard. That man, he's not what I expect to see in an establishment of this caliber.
I'm sorry to hear that. You feel that way, Mrs. Richardson. We pride ourselves on our diverse and capable staff. Would you mind elaborating a little more on the issue you're having?
Elaborate? It's quite straightforward. His appearance, his demeanor, his general way of looking, it's all wrong. This is a prestigious hotel, not some roadside inn. You can't just hire anyone.
I assure you, Mrs. Richardson, our staff, including Mr. Thomas, are well-trained and highly competent.
Diversity is one thing, but there are limits. One must maintain a certain level of decorum. It's about the image you project to your guests.
I understand your concern, Mrs. Richardson, but listen, we firmly believe in the ability and professionalism of all our employees, regardless of their background.
Well, I find it unacceptable. I expect a certain standard when I stay at a hotel like this. You should consider your clientele's expectations more carefully.
Hello, Mrs. Richardson. Your bags have been taken care of in your room without a scratch. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
You can start by understanding your place. A hotel of this stature shouldn't have staff that look like you in such visible positions. It's quite jarring for guests of a certain standard.
I understand you have high expectations, Ms. Richardson, but we strive to meet the needs of all our guests, so I assure you, my role here is to ensure the highest level of guest satisfaction.
Guest satisfaction? No offense, but when I check into a high-end hotel, I expect to see a certain type of professionalism. And you, frankly, don't fit the bill.
Sure. I apologize, and if my presence has in any way diminished your experience at our hotel.
Exceptional service requires exceptional presentation. You should consider that. A hotel staff reflects its status. I expect a certain ambiance, and you don't quite fit it. I'll be speaking to the manager about this.
Please, feel free to share your concerns. The manager is always open to guest feedback. Now, your bags are in your room. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your stay.
I'll try my best, but it won't be easy.
Very well.
Ma'am, these almonds are stale. In a hotel that prides itself on luxury, this is what you serve? It's unacceptable.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Richardson. I'll immediately have the kitchen prepare a fresh, warm batch of nuts for you.
A fresh batch won't cut it. I demand to speak to someone in charge. This level of service is abysmal.
I will notify the kitchen right away. Please accept our apologies for the oversight.
Apologies won't suffice. I expect a certain standard when I stay at places like this. I'm appalled at the lack of quality.
Is everything all right here?
Absolutely not. You and your staff can't even get a simple thing like almonds right. What kind of establishment are you running here?
Surely I apologize for any inconvenience, Mrs. Richardson. We aim to provide the best service. Becca, please let the kitchen know about this at once.
Absolutely. Of course, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you.
And you? Do you even understand luxury? This is not what I paid for.
We take your concerns seriously and will address them promptly. Is there anything else that we can do to improve your stay?
I doubt you could do anything to meet my standards. This is incompetence at its finest.
Oh my gosh, she's choking. She's choking. Everybody stay calm.
How dare you touch me? I demand to know your full name and title to file a report.
Indeed, Mrs. Richardson. I am Mr. Thomas Smith, the owner of the Regal Hotel, and I take an active role in its management to ensure the highest quality of service.
The owner? You? That explains a lot. Now I understand why this hotel has been so disappointing. If the owner is mingling with guests and playing doorman, no wonder the standards have slipped. It's unprofessional.
First of all, I just saved your life. And second of all, I believe in leading by example, Mrs. Richardson. Being closely involved helps me understand our guests' needs and improves our services.
Leading by example? Or is it a lack of competent staff to do the job? The entire experience has been underwhelming.
I'm sorry to hear you feel that way. All right, we strive to create a welcoming environment for all of our guests. Your feedback is actually crucial for our improvement.
Welcoming? More like confusing. It's hard to respect a place where roles are so muddled. You should stick to managing, not serving.
While I respect your viewpoint, Mrs. Richardson, we've found out that our approach fosters a deeper, more honest and rich understanding and connection with our staff and our guests.
Well, I think it's a mistake. A hotel of this supposed prestige should have clearer lines. You being everywhere only adds to the chaos.
Thank you. I appreciate your perspective. Here, again, like I said, we believe on a hands-on approach, but I understand it may not be everyone's cup of tea.
And you? Where have you been? I almost died in the time that you were gone for.
Mrs. Richardson, that is enough. I cannot allow you to speak to my staff in such a manner.
Oh, so now you're defending them? Is this the kind of service you endorse as the owner? It's pathetic.
No, I endorse respect and kindness, qualities which are currently lacking in your behavior. We have addressed your concerns with the utmost seriousness, but this kind of hostility is just unacceptable.
Unacceptable? I'll have you know, I can ruin this hotel's reputation with just one review.
Wonderful. Ms. Richardson, I must ask you to leave my hotel. We value our guests and their experiences, but we cannot tolerate abuse towards our staff.
You're kicking me out? Do you know who I am? I'll have your job for this.
You didn't even know who I was. My responsibility is to ensure a safe and respectful environment for both my guests and my employees. Your behavior has made it clear that you do not share these values.
Well, you are gonna pay for this.
You already paid for it, and there's no refunds. So we will arrange for your transportation and assist with your luggage. I'm sorry it has to come to this, but respect is a cornerstone of our establishment.
You and this entire establishment are ridiculous.
Never a dull moment at the Regal, huh?
Never.
I'm sorry.
Let's do it. It's the very consenting placement. It's like we're good.
I was just laughing at the sounds I was making. I'm like,